Hi, this is Dallin Stringham, and just jumping into things, I'm here to talk about the Value Prompter. So, Spin Selling is an awesome tool book that you can use, and the Value Prompter specifically is really cool because basically what it does is it helps you organize your call and really kind of take people through this journey of like, okay, like the introductory, and then you get into more of their problems, and they're like, oh wow, this is like a really big deal. I need something to solve this, and then you go into like the value, and hopefully by the end of the call, they should be very excited to meet with you. Or feel the weight of their problems that they have. And so kind of what it boils down to, so you have spin sales, you know, the situation, the problem, the implication, and needs payoff. So just jumping into those situation questions, those are going to be more discovery questions like, where are you guys at? Tell me about X, Y, and Z. We've seen X happen in your industry. How are you guys working with that? Or have you seen this at all in your industry? Like, those are all great questions to ask that can kind of get you ideas of the situation. I mean, it could even be anything from how many employees do you guys to how much revenue do you generate a year. There's a wide variety, but where you really segue into is the problem questions. Those are going to be like, once you get some ideas of potential problems or pain points, or have a pre-made anxiety question, you're gonna be like, okay, well, like, how is this affecting you? And is this a problem that you deal with? And those are great discovery questions. So for example, like in my BDR class, I am a medical representative for Paragon Medical who does surgical implants. And so one of my discovery questions is asking them, okay, like how are your current implants going? Do you have any issues with them? We've actually seen later on in the call X, Y, and Z problems. Are you facing those? How does it affect you? Which, going into the affect you, that leads into the implication questions, which I'll show it soon on a graph, but the implication questions are where things start to go down. They're like, oh wow, this is actually a really important problem. And this is where you really want to get them to quantify things. And so saying like, oh really, like you're having an inefficiency with machine X. Well, you know, over the next 5 years, how much money are you going to lose because this machine isn't working right, or it's not meeting your needs? And so when they get into that point, they're like, wow, we're going to lose like $1 million in the next 5 years. That's a really big issue. We should work on this. And that really gets them into the mindset of like, okay, there is either value that I need, or there's a problem that's hindering me. And that's a great segue into the value / needs payoff. And that's really just kind of returning from the despair. So being like, okay, that's really hard. What would a magic wand look like for you? What would solve your problems? And then from there you can ask, okay, like, what would your dream situation look like? What would that magic wand be that would get you there? And so that is a great way to kind of get them back up into the idea of the solution. Now, you're not trying to sell your product this whole time, but you want to get them into that, wow, like if this could change, then we would see this benefit, this would be better, compliance, etc. would all be fixed. And so that's where you really want to get your client by the end of the call. And that goes into the power question of, okay, like, let's keep this going, let's keep talking. And you're going to want to try and get those key decision makers. So who else should we be on this call? Is there anyone that would have value about this? Or is there anyone that would sign the check for something like this that you know of? And of course, as a good salesperson should always have next steps. Don't end just on a random note. Always have a plan. But just jumping into things I just want to show. So here is a value prompter right here. So you have some more situational stuff like who you're talking to, some ideas for questions, and situation, your anxiety question. Now from there, you're getting into the problem and implication questions. You go into the solution, and then from there you want to go into the power, the implication problems, and then the payoff, and then you go into the solutions. And then at the end, you have that power question of who should be on this meeting and the plan. And just a quick graph to show. So here's kind of the start of the call. You have your situation, and they're like, okay, we're talking. And then you talk about the problems. They're like, oh, wow, this is terrible. Oh my gosh. And that's when they realize like, wow, this is a big deal. And so you're trying to take them with those needs, implications, solutions, the magic wand that'll fix everything. What does that look like? And by the end of the call, they should be up here like, wow, there's hope. And so that's really the goal. And that is what the spin selling value prompter's goal is to do.